p.m. Time to call the regular meeting of the Township Board of Trustees to order for Monday, December 1st. And before we call the roll, welcome back, Mr. John Carson.
Thank you so much.
Happy to have you, John.
Glad to be back tonight.
Not incarcerated in a hospital bed.
No.
Please turn your mics on, everyone. We welcome the public, all hundreds of you. Ask you to silence your phones. We'll keep you posted through the meeting and things on the screen. You can follow along as well on your devices. And with that, please stand for the invocation led by Trustee Lovett.
We should call the meeting to order.
Oh, I'm sorry, I got sidetracked.
Do the order.
Please call the roll,
Sorry,
please.
everybody.
Clerk Dalrymple with the roll, please.
Chris Barnett.
Here.
Julia Dalrymple, here. Matt Pfeiffer.
Here.
Mike Flood.
Here.
Carrie Hogendorf. Here. John Carson.
Thankful to be here.
Jack Lovett.
Here.
Now we're ready.
All right, now you may stand. Thank you.
Heavenly Father, we come to you with hearts full of gratitude. Thank you for your faithfulness and for your continued healing for our fellow trustee John Carson, restoring him to health and allowing our board to be whole for tonight's meeting. We also lift up the families facing hardships during the holiday season. May your spirit move not just in our community, but in every community, stirring compassion, generosity, and a willingness to rise to an occasion and support those who are struggling. Your word reminds us anyone who has two shirts should share with the one who has none, and anyone who has food should do the same. Luke 3:11. May we live out this calling with courage and love. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. May be seated. Thank you all. We have two public hearings tonight. The first is our 2026 budget. We have had multiple budget work sessions. The board has been working diligently and staff on the budget. We're joined by our budget director, Ashley Coyle. We are scheduled to adopt the budget at our December 15th meeting, but this is an opportunity if any member of the public wants to give us ideas, concepts, thoughts, concerns, priorities, anything they wish. They can address the board at this time. As mentioned, we will be adopting the budget at our meeting in 2 weeks from tonight. Anyone want to give public comment on the budget? It was made available at our last budget workshop. I believe a copy is available in the clerk's office as well, and it is still being tweaked a bit just as we're working with each department. But anyone want to give public comment on the budget? Seeing no one rush forward, we will declare that the public hearing was held in accordance with state law at 7:04 p.m. And we have a second public hearing tonight. This is our Community Development Block Grant fiscal year 2026 application. We published that we would hold the public hearing tonight. Orion Township is eligible to receive about $8,000 for public service projects and may submit competitive grant applications for public facilities and improvement projects. We plan on doing that, but per guidelines, we must hold this hearing. We cannot discuss the proposed projects at the public hearing for whatever reason, but that is part of the law. And the board is not supposed to speak to this at this time, but we will take action on this later. Right now, it's the opportunity for members of the public to address us regarding our Community Development Block Grant federal dollars. Anyone? Seeing no one rush forward, we'll declare that we held that public hearing at 7:05. Move on to fund announcements. We're working on some really cool projects in our parks. We had an amazing Parks in Progress event on November 12th. And several members of staff have talked about the impact that this person has made on our community. You're not here to talk about the project. We tricked you. I lied to you, and I'm sorry. But we're here to celebrate Jimmy Johnson for the amazing accomplishments that he makes in our community. So, Mr. Johnson, could you please join me at the podium? He's surprised, which is good. So we take a few minutes at each of our meetings to recognize our brightest and best citizens, and you unequivocally fit the bill because there isn't a community event you're not supporting, volunteering, buying tickets, printing things, designing things, and all of the above. So I think at least 3, maybe 4 board members have said, we need Jimmy Johnson as our Citizen of the Month, and your help with our Parks and Progress event, and just all the great things we're doing. We are actually truly working on a project with Jimmy, who's chair of our Oregon Historical Society, on bringing the Howard School back to life. I know the board members were on the tour on November 12th. But tonight we're recognizing you, Jimmy Johnson, our November Citizen of the Month. Even though we're 1 day late, but we were trying to get him at last meeting, but he had an Oregon Historical meeting that night, a society meeting. We're recognizing Jimmy Johnson for his enthusiasm, continued volunteerism in our community. Through his involvement with the Lake Oregon Sunrise Rotary Club, the Oregon Historical Society, and many others, Jimmy exemplifies dedication by always showing up, supporting others, and helping preserve the history that shapes Where Living is a Vacation, which is his website. So we present this to you on behalf of the Township Board. Congratulations.
Wow.
You will be on our Wall of Fame. And before you give your long speech that you did not prepare, let's go up and take a photo. Yeah, we got our professional photographer Ashley in the house. You will be on our Wall of Fame for the next 12 months.
I didn't recognize him without his tan on.
We can add one in.
Jim, where's your hat? I didn't recognize-
Yeah, we can add one in, no worries.
I got mine in the room, you can borrow mine.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jimmy. Appreciate it, buddy.
You want me to say anything, you may, you don't have to.
Yep, good job, buddy.
Congratulations.
Well deserved, well deserved. I didn't recognize him sitting back there without his tan on. Good guy.
Yeah, so I guess, preservation of history has always been something that's always been one of my hats that I always wear. And that started before the business even started before the business even started. So always love history and just love this community. And just looking at the smattering of pictures there, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that. So yeah, lots of good times in the community. And like the one we're just playing, advertising Plinko, it's a game that we have with the kids, was a lot of fun as well. And that's the one picture there with the kids and the Plinko and guessing advertising slogans and stuff like that. So my instructors always told me just WTF and whatever you're doing. And that stands for where's the fun in what we do. So I have a lot of fun in what I do. And it's a good end to a pretty rough week that I had last week. I was like, oh, that's just turned everything around. Thank you.
Thank you for all you do, and honestly, you're truly one of the bright spots in our community, and I think this year at least probably 3 times I've called you and said, I got this idea,
Yeah.
and then the next question is, when do we need to pull this off? And usually it's within 24 hours, and you deliver. But it's not just the business side of things. Truly, you are the example of a community servant, so thank you, thank you, thank you.
I appreciate it.
And we'll see you around. Probably see you Friday and Saturday. Holly Jolly Folly and the parade, everybody. There'll more to come on that, but thank you. All right, next is that always awkward transition from the good news to paying our bills. Is there a motion tonight for the bill run, which I will pull up here?
I'll make the motion for the board to approve the board bills and the payroll as presented is in the total of $1,603,934.31 with comment, please.
Support.
Moved by Dalrymple and supported by Mr. Carson. Go ahead with your comment.
Just to point out, looking on there, that we did have some election worker pay from our November election that we just had. That was $38,000 or $38,025, and then that will get put back into the spreadsheet to the schools.
All right. Any other board comments or questions?
That's just going to be a portion of what we have to total up altogether for the election.
Any public comment on the bill run? See no one rush forward. Let's do a roll call, please, Clerk Dalrymple.
Carson?
Yes.
Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Ogendorf? Yes. Barnett?
Yes.
Lovett?
Yes.
Flood.
Yes.
Dalrymple, yes.
That motion passes 7-0. Next, we have public comment. Your opportunity to address us, one of 3 times. If anyone is here to address the board at this time on non-agenda items, this is your opportunity. Keep your comments to 3 minutes and address them to me. And we do not have a dialogue, but we will get questions answered later or tomorrow. Any public comment at this time? Seeing no one rush forward, we will give you chances later. Do you have your hand up, Mr.?
No,
Okay.
not yet.
Next on approval of tonight's agenda.
I got my hand.
Now, Mr. Flood.
I want to pull down 8F, make that, was it 9C or D? Which one is that?
D.
9D. And also, also K. Make that 9E, right? Am I on the right, have I got the right one here?
No, no,
I got it up front, sorry.
oh, you have the different agendas out front.
It's 9J on here, Teamsters.
Oh, 9J.
9J, make that 9C, right? That's all I got then on that. I'll move to approve the agenda as amended if anybody else has got any more corrections.
Support.
Okay, so if you're here and you grabbed one from out there, we do have,
I didn't grab,
missing a first reading on pending business, which I will cover and put on the screen here.
yeah.
I think we have a dated agenda out there.
Bringing down the budget
So
adjustments.
we're bringing down budget adjustments, that will be 9D.
Yep.
And then Teamsters technical contract, which will be 9E.
Yeah, great, yeah. And I move to approve it as amended.
Okay. Is there support?
Yes, support.
Support by Pfeiffer. Any other comments or questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone oppose? Motion passes. We have a plan for tonight. Next item is consent agenda. All these items will be approved with one vote. So if you would like to speak to any of these items, please come to the podium now if you're a member of the public. And those items consist of the following: approving a set of minutes from our November 17th meeting, solicitation request for the Baldwin Mobile Cafe, a resolution for our 2026 Board of Trustee meeting dates, our 2026 holiday closings schedule, approving a tuition reimbursement for the fire department, capital improvement, plan adjustment, scheduling a public hearing to establish an industrial development district, a Miller Road sanitary pumps rehabilitation bid award, and the other 2 items were pulled down and we will chat about shortly. Is there a motion?
Mr. Supervisor, I move to approve the consent agenda as amended.
Support.
Moved by Flood and supported by Hogendorf. Any comments or questions from board members?
One comment on the Miller Road sanitation pump station. I believe that came under budget for our bid. And this, what we got, Bill, 23 or 24 lift stations?
24 lift stations.
And this is what, the 3rd one on the,
It's the third one
Capital
that's been
improvement.
approved to be rehabilitated.
yeah, so we're being proactive on that and not have to fall into dire needs of not keeping things up to date on our sewer system, correct?
Correct.
Tell the good
Doing our
news on
best.
that one, Bill?
What's that?
Was there good news on that one?
It was good news on that. It came in way under budget. We had quite a few bidders on it. We did interview the contractor who we're going to award the bid to, and he's done quite a few of these lift stations, and we feel really strong about this one.
Awesome. Thank you, and thank you to OHM, Jim Stevens. Any other comments or questions from board members on any of the consent agenda items? Bring it to the public's attention. Our schedules are posted there. We do have 2 months next year, where we have only 1 meeting in that month due to elections the night previous, and this room is used that evening. So we will not meet, but there is a chance that if we have lots of things to handle, we will call special meetings, and obviously we'll follow the Open Meetings Act, post those in far enough advance so people can know. And then this room will start being used, we approved it, but on Wednesdays for opposite our planning commission meeting for the school board meetings as well. So this will be a busy room many nights a week next year. All right. Any public comment on the consent agenda? No one's rushing forward. Moved by Flood and supported by Hilgendorf. Let's do a roll call vote, please.
Lovett.
Yes.
Hogendorf. Yes. Flood.
Yes.
Pfeiffer.
Yes.
Dalrymple, yes. Barnett.
Yes.
Carson.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. This next item is from our clerk, and it is a first reading, first item on pending business, 9A, method of publication ordinance amendment. I'll turn this over to you, Clerk Dalrymple.
Just an update to this ordinance number 108. So we did notice that we had some locations and names of our buildings that were old. So this is just updating those. If you turn to the second page under section 1, you'll see section 3, the posting locations. And so that is our building, the village, the post office, the library, the Orion Recreation Center, and fire station number 2. And so just some cleaning and updates on that.
All right.
One clarification. We're still going to publish in our Lake Orion Review like we normally do, correct?
Yes.
Great,
Yep.
great.
Yeah.
I had a couple people saw this, and they asked me about it. I said, we'll find out Monday night. Great.
Just to update names and addresses. And
Yep.
even this, you said GLAC when we started this project, and then we had to update that after we named it the Orion Recreation Center, so.
Okay, so is there a motion to approve the first reading?
I'll make a motion to approve the first reading of amendments to ordinance 108, method of publication, and direct the clerk to publish for a second reading and possible adoption at the December 15th, 2025 regular meeting.
Support.
Okay. Pretty straightforward. Thank you for the clarification. Any other comments from board members? Public comment? Roll call vote, please.
Barnett.
Yes.
Dalrymple, yes. Pfeiffer.
Yes.
Flood.
Yes.
Carson.
Yes.
Lovett.
Yes.
Hogendorf.
Yes.
Next item is item B, which is action after our hearing on our community development block grant funds. These are federal dollars that come to us each year. Usually we're fairly limited on what we can use these dollars for. Historically, we've used a lot of the dollars for home assistance programs and other things. You can see that the township is available for approximately $8,000 in things that we can choose. And we are still planning on applying for some of those competitive dollars for other things. But tonight in front of us, we have some recommendations from our committee, which is Ms. Hilgendorf, Ms. Dalrymple, and myself, right? Yep. You have your hand up to make, Mr. Pfeiffer?
I
Go ahead.
I was just going to go ahead and make the motion. I move to approve the recommendations as presented for program year 2026 and authorize the supervisor to file the application with Oakland County Neighborhood and Housing Development.
Support.
Moved and supported. Carrie or Julie, do you want to share anything, or? We don't have a lot of money to choose to do stuff with this year. And I appreciate Chief of Staff Timko for researching, because every year I say I'd like to be able to really see the impact of these dollars that we're getting. 'Cause a lot of times we just send it to the county for their home assistance program, and it's hard to say those dollars are really helping people. I mean, they should be and they need to be, but we don't know. So, Mr. Flood.
We're only getting $8,000 this year?
There's competitive grants available, and we are applying for some of those
I mean, our CBG funds for this year are $8,000.
that we get to decide to do, that we get,
Previous years, we were in
that
$50,000.
we get discretion with, yes.
Previous years, it was like 50.
Yeah, and if you listen to the federal government talks,
When I'm looking, but
I mean, there's been talk
Feds are
for the
cutting
last
back on
year
this.
about just eliminating CDBG.
Exactly.
And look, big cities get millions of dollars.
Yeah,
So it's not a huge impact to us, but,
I know one year you remember this, we gave some money to the village to help, I think, stabilize the bank along Paint
Yes.
Creek. You know, or the bridge too, I think. We tried to help on that.
we did bank stabilization.
The bridge, I think, you know,
Yeah,
using that
so
money to help.
there's only certain areas we can spend the dollars,
Right.
and it's based on.
We did Haven,
median
we done
Housing,
Haven.
housing income, and yes.
Yeah, okay, I just
Nope, good.
saw that small
good-
amount
Good
and I went-
stuff. The program is changing, though.
Yep.
We are applying for some competitive grant
Yep.
items that we're hopeful will be successful, but you never know. We're working with the fire department on a couple ideas. You can see a couple of those things listed there. But yeah, there's not a lot of discretion here. Any other comments from board members?
I was just gonna say that, yeah, it's a very strict list of what you can spend it on, what you can't spend it on, the parameters that it has to meet. So, that was thank you again to Sam Timko for going through all of that with us, to go through what you can and what you can't do with it. It was very specific. So we're excited to continue to look for other ways to fund some of this stuff too, and, find good partners to do that with.
Yeah, and just to be clear, if you're watching from home and can't see the screen, the $8,000, we're splitting $4,000 for congregate meals at the Orion Recreation Center, and $4,000 that would go to the Village Food Pantry at Woodside/Canterbury. That's where the $8,000 is going, and then we're hopeful to be successful in some of the competitive grant applications for some facilities improvements at Fire Station and public facilities improvements at the Rec Center. All right, any public comment? Let's do a roll call, please.
Barnett.
Yes.
Dalrymple, yes. Pfeiffer.
Yes.
Flood.
Yes.
Carson.
Yes.
Lovett.
Yes.
Ogendorf.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. This next item is item C, payment in lieu of building a safety path for, I want to call it the right name because I would call it 18 different names. It's a Planning Commission 2025-49 case, Orion Mod Center. Some folks also call it ground effects. This is a normal scenario where we have our ordinance requires a safety path to be built in front of commercial property when it's redeveloped or when it's developed. For the last at least 20 years, I believe that's in place. But it doesn't make sense a lot of time, in some cases where a commercial property abuts no existing safety path network and the use isn't really a pedestrian use. And so in those cases, it's the applicant and the, developer on their behalf oftentimes right under our ordinance to, instead of building a path to nowhere, contribute a dollar amount to our safety path fund. So the Parks and Paths, this applicant presented at the Parks and Paths Advisory Meeting on November 5th. On the November 20th. They were in front of the Planning Commission on November 5th. On November 20th, in Parks and Paths Committee, you can see there the Planning Commission agreed that the developer could contribute to the safety path instead of building a safety path fund, instead of building a path to nowhere. And then the Parks and Paths Advisory Committee passed a unanimous motion to recommend that we approve a $100,000 contribution from this developer instead of building that path. That's my recommendation as well. And this is a project that's part of the overall General Motors comes to Orion plan. So I'd entertain a motion, and then we can have discussion.
I'll make the motion. I move to allow PC 25-49 Orion Mod Center located on vacant land on the north side of West Silver Bell and east and west of Linda Lee Lane, parcel number 09-28-401-008, to contribute $100,000 to the Safety Path Fund in lieu of constructing the required 8-foot safety path along the frontage of the parcel along West Silver Bell Road.
Support.
Moved by Dalrymple and supported by Carson. It's good to hear your voice.
Thank you.
Applicant is here. If we have questions, Mr. Flood.
I don't have a question for the applicant right now, but I may for our engineer. How did we come up with the amount of 100,000?
So
I'd like to know how we came up with that amount.
yeah, so the engineers give an estimate.
I didn't see that in my board book.
Oh, okay.
I went through all the documentation. I didn't see anything
Okay.
for a board member.
Yeah, so the engineers give an estimate, but the estimate is if we were to build the path later down the road, what it would cost to mobilize and things like that. Every single one of these, the applicant usually contends with the dollar amount that are given by our engineers, because they say if we build it in conjunction with putting in our driveways and roads that we're building, while everything's mobilized, we could do a lot cheaper. So the ordinance states that they have the opportunity to pitch their case to the Parks and Paths Committee, and then the Parks and Paths gets to debate it, deliberate. In this case, I think the engineer's estimate was just north of 200,000, and the applicant, said probably it's a lot closer to.
I'm not opposed to this, I agree with this. But what I'd like to see in the future, and I know we had it in the past, I'd like to see a cost factor, how we base our, on a lieu of. I'm not picking on this developer, I know we've done this in the past, too.
I mean, I'll just say this, yeah, and I'll let, if you want, Jim wants to respond to, the thing that we've heard over the years from developers is that, the basic standard formula that we have, I would say kind of looks at worst-case scenario for blacktop sidewalk, and sometimes they're required to put in boardwalk, which is a lot more expensive, obviously. And what we've heard from developers in the past, including this one, is that, maybe that's what it costs in a bubble where you just are showing up, but not in part of the whole project.
I'd like to clarify more, is that, no, I'm not opposed to this, but I like to see in the future some figures.
Yeah.
And also,
I apologize that they're not in there, I thought.
also, I agree 100% on this. I don't want to see all those beautiful trees removed
Yeah.
along that side of the road, because there was already a safety path on the other side, which was put in by Waste Management.
Yeah.
That was part of the contract with the landfill.
Yeah, and there's
then
other.
Also, what I have a pet peeve on is, what fund is $100,000 going into? Is it going into the new construction, or is it going into the maintenance program? Because if ordinance doesn't, there's nothing in our ordinance that says that. So I think as a township board, we could make that decision. If I said, I think 50,000 should go into the maintenance side of it, but you'd have to amend the motion for that to happen.
You can do that. I mean, typically it goes into the fund for building new, like, we're saving money to build the Indianwood path.
Well, here's where I'm coming from now. If you look at the ordinance, every year when your taxes come in, it says 5% shall go into the maintenance fund. It's strictly dedicated towards maintenance. That's only about $20,000 a year goes into maintenance. This ordinance was made back 30-some years ago, back in the 90s, when they first started Safety Path. They needed the money to build paths. Now they need the money to repair the paths and take care of the paths. So things have kind of turned around a little bit. And that's why I said, I think we should talk about this at our joint meeting.
Yeah, that's a great topic. I already made a note to talk about this at our joint meeting in December. The only, one other thing I would say too about this, and I'll come to you, Matt, is this, part of this developer is also making $1 million contribution to our road fund for the rebuilding of Silver Bell Road,
Yep.
which is scheduled for 2029, and that's a deal that covers the entire local match for the township. It's about a $5 million project. $4 million would be funded from the county road commission, and $1 million would be typically the local match, and this developer is paying that on behalf. So that's another.
I completely agree with this, but I think we need to tighten up our process now.
100%, and I didn't realize that document wasn't in there. The Safety Path Committee, or the Parks and Paths Committee saw it for sure, so, Matt?
Yeah, just, I agree as well. So I have no issue with this as it stands. But I also agree with us needing a little bit more guidance in terms of the information as to where the dollar amounts come from, and knowing about that $1 million match, maybe being part of a package, as these are reasons why that decision was made. My pushback a little bit on the developer's belief that it would cost them a lot less to build it. There's a reason that we're taking in lieu, and we're using that towards building other paths. And if we're using it towards building other paths, then we wouldn't want to discount what we're getting to build other paths by half, knowing that we wouldn't be able to build those paths. So I just think it sounds like, and I think Trustee Flood agrees, we just need a little bit of tweaking to the policy so that it's consistent. Because what I'd like to see is for, obviously, I support this, so there's no question there. But I would like to see all developers treated equally, and make sure that as we do this, we're doing it on with a similar process, so that it is equitable to anybody who comes in front of this board. So that's my only tweak, but in general, I fully support, and they've obviously been great partners in terms of working with us to get this project done, so I have zero issue.
Yeah, and I'll respond, and then I'm gonna come to you, but I'm gonna respond to that. What happens is, they don't wanna build a path, but if they can build it for $100,000, or give us 200, what would you do? And then also, so the other thing, so I don't disagree with what you're saying, except that the real world where the rubber meets the road, no pun intended in this case, there's two things. We don't want them to build the path, because I think, Mike, you mentioned it, they cut the entire berm of trees that protects the site from being seen largely,
Path to nowhere.
to build a path to nowhere. So it's a challenge, to your point, Mr. Pfeiffer, because, yes, let's say we want $200,000, we don't want the path. And if push comes to shove, it's a business deal for them. If they can save $100,000, they're just gonna put the path into nowhere and be compliant with our ordinance. So there does have to be, and that's the discussion that happens, I think that might be what we're gonna hear in a minute, because Julia's our rep on our Parks and Path Committee, but that's the discussion that happens at that meeting.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when we sat down and looked at this, we have there's a Parks and Path map that's also available that shows all of the areas that we want done, that are like the high impact areas that we would like to finish the loop of. So when you're asking where's the money gonna go, the committee sits down every year and says like, okay, what's the most high traffic area that we want to close a loop on, especially if we can, so we don't have kids riding their bike in the street to get to the other part of the path, which unfortunately we have some sections that are. So that's where that money will go. We sit down at the map and we say, okay, we can close this loop and we can close this loop with that money. So that's where it is that the plan is for it to go. The other thing I want to say is that this is only the third one of these that has come up in the recent, or in the past, in the very near past year. 2 was from the same developer. This is the second one because they moved their location site. And the only other one was at the API Consulting Building, next to Basketball America. That's the only other one that the committee has seen. So the parks, the planning, and then myself, we are all actually sitting down to go over this policy. So we'll have more updates on that because we all kind of looked at it and said, okay, let's put 3 heads together with this and figure out a better way to go about this, especially if it's gonna be coming back to us more often than just once in a blue moon. We wanted to make sure that we button that up, so more information to come.
So I'm not gonna ask that to amend the motion on where the money's gonna go.
I already added it to a topic for a joint meeting, it's a great,
Exactly.
we're looking for topics.
We'll take care of that down the road.
Yes. Ms. Hilgendorf.
Just for clarity, when would the payment occur? Would it be once the project is complete, or?
When do we require that, Jim? Do you know?
It's definitely before the project is complete. Typically, I'm just trying to think, a lot of times they, even as part of the pre-con, when they're posting all their bonds and fees, they would do it there, so it just kind of depends. I think the PUDs, there's a PUD agreement, so that outlines exactly when it's gonna be done, but certainly before we release their monies, they would have to post, post that.
Yeah. Thank you. And we were talking just today about this development agreement, which includes the $1 million road contribution as well. So we are working in earnest. Any other comments or questions? Public comment?
One last thing,
Yeah.
I don't want the developer to think that we're hammering him. It's not the developer, it's the process we've had to go through, so.
Make them sweat a
Nothing
little bit.
against this
You can
developer.
make them sweat a little bit. Mr. Shu, we're
Yeah,
not even making you come talk.
I want to say one thing. I mean, that's essentially 1.1 million before the building goes in community benefit. That's huge. That's huge.
Yeah. We're grateful for it, and we're grateful that you're gonna help us rebuild that road. All right. No more comments, no public comment. Let's do a roll call vote, please.
Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Lovett?
Yes.
Dalrymple, yes. Carson?
Yes.
Barnett?
Yes.
Hogendorf?
Yes.
Flood?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Shu, for being here. We didn't even have to grill you. Our joint meeting, shameless plug, is December 11th in this, is it in this room, or I think it's going to be in the next room, Dragon Room, in a more informal setup, but it's open to the public. And that's when we have our Planning Commission, Zoning Board of Appeals, Township Board, and we invite the other boards and committees if they want to join us. But it's on the agenda, Mike, to talk about for that night. Yep.
Thank you, Chris.
All right, next item is budget adjustments. This was on consent agenda item F8F, now it's 9D. Tonight before us, as usual, we have to approve adjustments to our budget. And there has been some discussion about this, so I'm going to pull this up. But this is for year-end budget adjustments. And as you can see, the reasons is because there's transfers between funds or amending staffing, appropriation from fund balance, or if something was modified. So you can see all the items there. I believe the one that we want to talk a little bit about is hospitalization, but I will stop talking and turn it over to Mr. Flood. You asked us to bring this down.
First of all, Mr. Supervisor, I'll put a motion on the floor for discussion.
Go ahead.
I move to direct the accounting controller or budget and procurement director to make the budget adjustments based on the over-budget funds and accounts listed in this memo. With a comment.
Support.
Go ahead with your comment.
I reached out to Ashley, and I'll tell you what, thank goodness we have her. She's a godsend. Best thing we ever had, we hired this young lady, because I'll tell you what, she's paid, more than paid for her, for her job. I couldn't wait to get her on board. What it is, it's the hard cap on our insurance, and everyone knows health insurance is the number one topic in Washington DC right now, too. I think what they do, they held a government hostage for over 30 days, wasn't it? Record time, because of this health care. We're all in the same boat. I'm in the same boat with my health care. I talked to Ashley today, and I agree on what we have to do here to make it right. I know Steve, we hired Steve, Pete's, we've had him, over 10 years now, I think.
Yeah, 11 now.
11 years. And he gets paid by the health provider. We don't have to pay anything for that. The health provider takes care of his wages. He's done a great service here. And I'll take you back to 2012, and Chris will remember this. When he first came on board as supervisor, we got caught in the contract thing, and this is when that hard cap first came in. 2011, that board had to, it's when the state legislature changed all the laws on health care. And we had to opt out of the hard cap because we were still in contract negotiations. Contract negotiations used to always happen the same year you take office. And thankfully, we've moved that out of the election cycle. So you don't have to handle it. As soon as Chris got on board on November 20th, he's in the middle of contract negotiation. And he's facing this hard cap problem with the health care. So anyway, maybe if Ashley wants to fill in the blanks here, she's the expert on this.
Was there a question, or would you like me to elaborate further?
If you would kind of, I asked you, where were we? We were what, north of 200,000 at one time?
Yes, so basically what happens is each year our insurance broker estimates how much utilization they think the plan will have. Obviously, our premiums are a set number, the hard cap is a set number. So really the only unknown is the utilization factor. So as we started tracking that towards the beginning of this year, our plan resets February 1. So starting March and April, we started pulling utilization reports and realized that our utilization was trending higher than what was estimated. And the reports were showing that we were potentially going to be going over hard cap by around $200,000. So we did ask our broker to have a meeting with the employees to kind of stress basically what a higher utilization does to the plan and the hard cap. And basically what that would result in is that the employees would be required to pay a higher premium. And since then, the employees have lowered the utilization, which is great. However, we are still trending over the hard cap rate, right around the $70,000 number. So I wrote this memo, of course, last week. Since last week, November has ended. I reached out to the broker today, and good news, they're estimating right now it's around $55,000. So that's good. They're still waiting for the end of November numbers to come in, so that number might increase that a little bit from the $55,000, but we definitely are trending in the right direction. And basically, yes. So the recommendation to the board is to cover the hard cap overage this year, with the intent that we're going to be working with the brokers to self-adjust in the 2026 plan year.
And one more thing, we won't get penalized
We will not. So I did contact the attorney because that was my fear with the fact that the board did not opt out of Public Act 152, which is the Hard Cap Act. And they stated, no, as long as we're taking the correct actions to remediate the overage going forward, we will not get penalized.
Thank you so much.
Great questions. I would just say, when we switched in 2013, we saved $330,000. And it was a big shift for our employee group, but they benefited from great coverage for 10 years. We got hit with a more than 30% increase from the Blues this year. Our employees are paying. We've been at hard cap. Hard cap is the number the government sets. I think it's been discussed, but anybody watching at home or here that's interested, the number that they set for government employees, basically, for what the max is, and then the max is in quotes because communities can choose to opt out, and we have. This board did, back in 2011, opt out of that, allowing us to spend more than the hard cap. For 10 years, almost 11 years in a row, we did not opt out. We operated at hard cap, which makes it great for the board because it's very easy to budget. We know what we're budgeting for, and we told the employees that first year, anything we save under hard cap, we will give you back because we budgeted hard cap, which was a multi-six-figure savings in the first year alone. So we've saved well over $1 million in insurance costs by having our employees be great consumers over the last decade. Unfortunately, we are caught up in what most employers are caught up in now in the healthcare game. The Blues started at an 11% increase. There was no zero start this year. They started at 11 and then went up from there for most people. Some went down. The good news for us is that we actually went down this year after our 30% increase last year. All that to say, our employees that got a raise last year did not really get a raise because all that money went to health insurance that they didn't have to pay before. So it's been a struggle for those of us that work here every day because we've seen the impact that has had on our employees. This would be a further kick in the teeth if we basically said just real rough math at $69,000. You're talking in the neighborhood of $700 per employee that's on the plan to just tell them in December they owe us. The other good news I can report to you, every fund is ahead of budget. We'll talk more about that next meeting, but every fund is finishing the year ahead of what we projected on the good side. Only the fund that adopted the negative budget was building, for lots of obvious reasons that they discussed last year. And they have self-corrected to the tune of about $100,000. And then we've heard some updates from our treasurer about the swing in the income from the treasurer investments. But we're finishing the year really strong, and these monies could be absorbed by each department in the good work they did over the years. So that's the recommendation, but it's a great conversation to have. And hopefully some of the employees are watching too, and we'll thank you all for not taking $700 from them this month. Mr. Flood.
The reason I brought it up was that, as trustees, it's our due diligence to bring this up to the public and be transparent. And that's what we're doing, is being transparent.
I just have one more point to make too. So one of the other weird things with the hard cap is from the 2024 insurance year to the 2025 insurance year, the state of Michigan determined that the hard cap should only go up by 0.2%. So the hard cap barely budged any. And then as Chris alluded to, our insurance costs did increase by over 30% in the same year. So that was kind of where the struggle came into with Corporate Benefit Solutions calculating those rates. They didn't really have a big pool to work with the increase of the 30% and then hard cap only going up 0.2%.
I would say every municipality in this state is facing the same problem.
We had a meeting today on this, and hopefully we'll gather more information, but we're looking at options to provide
Thank you, Liz.
a better solution. But great discussion, good, and thank you, Mr. Lovett, too, for flagging this and talking to all of us about it. Any other comments from board members? Public comment on this, on the budget adjustment item, not just the insurance, but there were other adjustments, but, and we'll have a good little recap at this, before we adopt next budget. Ashley, if you can remind me too, just to show everyone how we finish, how we're projecting finishing the year. We won't be completely finished, but we'll have a really good handle on it. All right, moved by Flood, supported by Pfeiffer, to budget adjustment. Let's do a roll call, please.
Pfeiffer.
Yes.
Lovett.
Yes.
Dalrymple, yes. Carson.
Yes.
Barnett.
Yes.
Kokendorf.
Yes.
Flood.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. Last item on pending business was brought down, our Teamsters bargaining unit, technical contract. Mr. Flood.
I move to authorize the township supervisor to sign a 3-year collective bargaining agreement with the Teamsters Local 214 Technical Employees Unit effective January 1st, 2025, in complete contract language with Human Resources and Township Attorney.
Support.
And the reason I brought this down, Mr. Supervisor, the one question I have, did they ratify this before 11/21?
Yes.
So they'll get their bonus then.
They will get a $200 signing bonus.
Good. That was,
They did
that's the only question I had.
Yep.
Yep, thank you.
And those were and you can see the bullet points there. There are 9 of them, the major changes. There was some other small cleanups, but those are the major, I mean, some of them aren't even really considered major, but those are the,
One last thing, too, I'd like
Yes.
to give recognition to our township bargaining committee, both on the management side and on the union side, for doing this in good faith and getting these done. It's a win-win for everyone.
yes, I want to,
Thank you.
special thank you to Ms. Hilgendorf. I think we had 9 sessions, and she takes her own personal and vacation time from her day job to do this. I hope I'm not getting in trouble. But I want to sincerely thank you for your commitment for at least 9 meetings, and there might have been more, because we had 2 groups that were negotiating at the same time, so thank you. And thank you to you, Julia. All right. Let's do a roll call just in case. Any other comments or questions on the union contract? 442, 4%, 4%, 2% are the wage increases for the next 3 years. Roll call, please.
Carson.
Yes.
Pfeiffer.
Yes.
Kokendorf.
Yes.
Barnett.
Yes.
Lovett.
Yes.
Flood.
Yes.
Dalrymple, yes.
Motion passes 7-0. We have 2 reports tonight. Police and fire is first.
Motion to receive and file the police report and fire report.
Support.
On our website, and usually in the Lake Orion Review, the fun ones at least, if you're interested. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Next is the financial statements.
Move to receive and file the financial statements and manual journal entry reports.
Support.
By Hilgendorf and supported by Carson. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes. Brings us to public comment. Last chance of public comment. Speak now or forever hold your peace, as they say. Anyone want to address the board? Jimmy? All right, come on down.
Get on the microphone there, Jimmy.
So it is the first Saturday in February every year. It's our 12th annual Lake Orion Sunrise Rotary Ice Golf event. And this event raises money for all of our local needs. So we have the Beds for Kids program. So any child in the area, in the Tri-City area that does not have a bed, we supply that for free to them. We set it up in their house. As well as Lamp of Learning scholarships and other local needs. So this is Ice Golf, which is downtown Lake Orion, in and out of businesses. So every business adopts a hole, and they make a fun, creative hole to play through. And everything is a big fundraiser, and at the end, there's a party and wine social where there's more fundraising that's done there. That's all a one-day event, so wanted to share it with everyone.
Awesome. We will post that also on our socials to spread the word. Thank you, Mr. Johnson. And congrats again, and thanks for being here. Anyone else? Seeing no one run forward, we'll come up here. We'll start down with Mr. Lovett tonight.
I'd say pretty consistent message, be safe in the woods. If you're gonna be walking your dogs, put high vis on them and on yourself. There's a lot of people out there, that you might not see, but make yourself known. And, other than that, do something kind for a neighbor.
Never heard that before. Love it. Mr. Flood.
I want to congratulate Trustee Lovett on that 7-point buck you got. Very nice. Let it look nice in your freezer, won't it?
Yep.
All right. Also, I want to welcome John back.
Thank you.
Loved your pictures. I loved it when you tried to escape from the hospital.
Yeah, the disguise wasn't good enough.
No, they caught you, didn't
They
they?
caught me before I even got down the hall.
But we got I guess, we got Holly Jolly Folly coming up Friday night. That's our fundraiser at Golling. And then we got the parade on Saturday. And then we got our joint meeting coming up on the 11th. So looking forward to all these events. That's it.
Yeah, welcome back, Mr. Carson. It's good to have our dais full and to have you back. You look great. We have the ongoing coat drive. It is that time of year. It is cold as all get out outside. And we want to thank the Knights of Columbus for their annual donation. They gave us 48 brand-new coats for kids of all ages, super cool, and those are getting distributed, as well as all the coats that have been donated at the 3 drop-off locations. We want to continue to, check your closets and donate your extra coats, gloves, hats, and scarves. The food truck was canceled today, so for those who are in need of food, that was, a truck broke down, and it was going to be a long, all-day process to get it changed over. So unfortunately, that was out, but we'll be back next Monday for anybody needing food. Holly Jolly and the parade have already been covered. January 24th is the annual Blessings in a Backpack Trivia Night, and this is an awesome local effort to make sure that kids that don't have enough food at home for the weekends are taken care of. And it's a fun night out. I would encourage everybody to grab a table. It's inexpensive, and they really need our support. So please take a look at your schedule, and please try and attend on January 24th at Eagle Creek Academy. The doors open at 6. Tickets are only $35. You're getting dinner, you're getting a nice night out, and you're getting to help make a difference for others in need, and that is all.
Thank you.
I do know, to go along with the parade, they are still looking for volunteers to help with the parade. So if you want to dress up as a character, I know they're definitely looking for help with that, carrying signs, doing all the things that make that the world's largest lighted parade, as I've heard it referred to as. So please, if you can help out with that. And then the other thing to remember too is that the Lions Club is doing the toy donation. There's a bin right outside the door. I'm staring at it right here in the green wrapping paper. There's one in this front lobby and then one in the other one. So you have until December 17th to bring in an unwrapped toy to go to someone in our community. And welcome back.
Thank you.
Carrie.
All I have is just thankful that John is well and home and able to be here tonight.
My comment is just a huge thank you for all the support and prayers. It was a long time in the hospital, at least for me. It was
How many days?
30. Yeah, it was a whole month. It was tough. Also, our Wildwood schedule for next summer is posted and online. We had a huge Black Friday sale, sold literally thousands of tickets over the weekend. And the free shows on Thursday, the township shows are all scheduled and posted. So it's going to be another great summer out at Wildwood Amphitheater.
Yes, season pass is available, and I agree. The lineup this year is by far the best ever. It's going to be amazing.
Really excited.
Sorry I didn't have that
Thank
queued
you
up.
again, man, to everybody for prayers and well wishes, texts, visits, food that I wasn't supposed to have.
Got you, buddy.
Yeah.
Yes, so good to have you back, and I Johnny invited me to come watch the football game with him on Saturday, and it's a bad weekend for football.
It was.
I don't care if you like State, U of M, or the Lions. But anyway, I'm like, I gotta get on, what's the weight loss program? Because it's
Yeah,
amazing.
I don't recommend my weight
recommend
loss
it, yeah.
program to anybody.
But yeah, seriously, the community's been lifting you up, and Prayer Works, in my opinion.
100%.
There's the parade, the biggest, largest parade in the world in our beautiful village this Saturday. Come out, bring family, bring friends, it's so much fun. And there are still a few tickets left for the fundraiser the Friday before, or this Friday, always the night before the parade at Gowling GMC. We want to thank them, because it costs them about $30,000 to throw that party that they pay. And all the money from the auction and the ticket sales go to support our parade. So thank you to Gowling for being a great community partner. As mentioned, December 11th in the Dragon Community Room will be our joint meeting. It's open to the public, but that's kind of a workshop. If any member of the board, this board, and please tell your ZBA and PC boards to submit to Sam or me any ideas for agenda items for discussion, but the safety path one is a good one just to look at. I'm really excited about, let's see what else. Oh, I'll tell you one more thing, and Lights on the Lake is another, there's so many people in our community who do great. The Gothrop family on Shady Oaks does a light show. You pull your car up and turn, I think, to 91.3, and it's a really cool, amazing light display. And they take donations. You can Venmo, I think, you can put money in the mailbox there, but 100% of the dollars are going to Blessings in a Backpack this year, so thanks to them. Just a lot of great community-minded people. We're going to have tomorrow on our homepage all these places where you can help. Shop with the Heroes coming up next week. We still will take Myers gift cards right to the sheriff's office. If you want to do something for kids that are in need, we provide Christmas for as many kids as we have money. And we have a list of kids that we could keep going down. So we will have a list of those. I talked to our comms team this afternoon on our homepage tomorrow, because lots of people are looking for ways to be generous this time of year for those of us that are blessed and able to do that. Because there are a lot of people in our community that still are in great need. And last, a weird thing to be excited about, but I'm very excited about our budget and the process. I'm grateful for this board. This will be my 13th budget, and I love the tough questions you guys have asked and you continue to ask. Keep them coming. It keeps us sharp. It helps us realize we need to do a better job sometimes, and that's a good thing. I don't take it critical at all. But I'm really darn proud of the work. We can have an event on November 12th, Parks and Paths, and celebrate continued investment into the things that people love about our community, and still have an amazing budget, a beautiful budget. I don't want to sound like any presidents. That's a weird thing to say. But it's something we should be proud of. It's as Mike, you often say, it's your number one duty when you raise your hand and take an oath, all 7 of us. Some of us wear other hats throughout the week too, but when we sit up here, that's our number one job. Our finances are in great shape, and we have another great year on tap, and I'm just proud of the team for literally every single department doing better than what they predicted again, which doesn't happen that often in government. Often we are hearing the other things. So kudos to the team. They get all the credit. And with that, at 7:59, hurry, make a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Dude, we did it. I almost screwed that up. Oh, just within 3 seconds.